So we're going to talk a little bit, as I already have, relating with money. And then we'll get to the some stuff, I promise. I am a laid-back musician, for those of you that don't know. I am very hyper on this platform on Sundays, I know. You get me off of this music thing, and I am extremely laid back. I scare people so much. They think he's dead because I'm just very laid back. Being a worship pastor was my first, I call it a real job. I know you don't consider it a real job, and I get that. It's true. But what I mean by that is this is the first job, when I started worship ministry, it was the first job I ever had that I actually knew what I was going to get paid. I drove trucks for several years out of Nashville with some recording artists, and then I made deliveries with another trucking company. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. When the phone rang, I had a job. If the phone didn't ring, I was unemployed. I never knew what I was going to get from week to week. Personally, I loved it because that's my personality, just a carefree. As long as I had about $25 in the checkbook, I was fine. As long as I had about $10 in my wallet, I never got nervous. And then I got married, and everything changed overnight. And I quickly learned how Ann viewed money and her security level different from mine. My wife's security level is a whopping $1,000 in the checkbook. Now, I hate it. I cannot stand it. I think that's ridiculous because I'm like, do you know what I could do with $1,000? I could invest it and do something sophisticated with it, but instead, zero is $1,000 to my wife. So once we get to $999, the dogs stop eating. We turn the air off. You know, in the winter, we wrap up if we were there, because zero is $1,000 to her. She feels the same way about money in her purse every week. I have $20 in my pocket right now, and that might last me till Christmas. I'm fine with it. I'm not nervous at all. Hers, she wants $100 tomorrow on Monday morning because it's the beginning of the week. $100 dadgum dollars in her purse. Now, she doesn't spend it every week, but that's what she wants in order for her to feel secure. And since she's the queen of the house, and she gets what she wants. So it is my job as the nerd to make sure she has that. She has a job. It's not like I'm providing money for her, but I'm the nerd of the house. So I take care of it, and she thinks money just grows in her wallet just magically because every Monday, whoa, it's there, you know. So all that to say, please somebody escort my wife out to her car tonight because one of y'all will rob her probably because she's got $100 in her wallet, man. Actually, it's Sunday, so you don't have much right now, right? You're safe. Walk by yourself. So I can tell y'all a bunch of little things you could do to have more money and what the author David Bach calls the latte factor. And a lot of that stuff really works, but most of us don't do it. We don't want to do it. We have no desire. So I'm not going to tell you how to invest your money. I'm not going to tell you what you should and should not buy, but I do want to tell you a few things that rich people do that us poor people don't. And in a few minutes, we're going to walk through 7 baby steps that I think is an incredible idea of how to get control over your finances and steps of becoming wealthy. Everybody get a pen for your little thing? If you don't, Heidi's got some. If you want some, just raise your hand and she'll bring you some because this is an interactive lesson. The biggest form of obtaining financial wealth is your income. Isn't that deep? It's your income. It's not necessarily the stock market or investing. It's definitely not the lottery. Sorry. It's your income. No matter how much you make, it's how you choose to treat the money that comes in and out of your hands. Think about how much money has come in and out of your hands since you've been working. I'll wait. Just think. And now how much do you have to show for it? Have you ever wondered why in the lottery ticket line that Daryl and his other brother Daryl are the only people that are in line? It's the only ones. You don't see a long line of BMWs and Mercedes and Jaguars at the lottery ticket line. It's the 1904 Pinto, you know. They're all hoping to get rich quick. And you might say, well, they don't do the lottery because they don't need money. No, they don't do the lottery because it's stupid. They know that there's no money in it. The chances of you winning the lottery are pretty slim, so don't waste your money on it. You don't see any cash loan places or rent-to-own cash advances in rich people neighborhoods. Drive around and see if you see it. There's a reason. Because those people, those companies, those type of places attract poor people that are looking for something to get rich. Rich people don't do poor things. That's how they got rich. Money is about 20% head knowledge and 80% behavior. Let that sink in. I will say it again. I could probably talk 3 hours on this point right here. Money is about 20% head knowledge and 80% behavior. It's how you behave with money, or misbehave in most of our cases. It's not what you know about investing or what you know about the stock market or what your uncle taught you about money. It's how you behave with what's in your wallet. And I'll say this because nobody else will. So forgive me if you get mad, but I don't care. If you're broke, you don't go on vacation. Sorry. I am so sick of people talking about this bad economy we're having. It's just so terrible. Well, go to the Denver Broncos game. There's not a single empty seat. And everybody I know has gone on at least one vacation this year. But I ain't got any money. Well, why don't you go on vacation? If you're broke, you work. I know Obama will not tell you that, but you're supposed to work for your life. If you're broke, you don't go to a restaurant and order a $14 margarita. You don't. I don't care if you drink margaritas, but my God, don't buy them at a restaurant. Go home and make 2 or 3 of them for the same price. See, I just saved a bunch of people money. How do you know that? No, they're outrageous at restaurants. If you're broke, you don't go out to eat at a restaurant. You don't. We went home today and had grilled cheese sandwiches. We could have gone out. We didn't want to because we went and played putt-putt last night, and I couldn't believe that it cost $25 to play putt-putt for my family. So I said, we're going home and eating grilled cheese tomorrow. You might think I'm a nerd. I am. But I'm not broke. All my friends are broke, and I don't want to be anything like them. If you don't have a job, if you don't have a job, quit complaining about it on Facebook. I don't know how many, everything is just such a hard time for me. Get off the computer, get your butt out of the house, and go get a freaking job. In fact, sell the computer. Get off of it. I'm so sick. Pray for me because we're broke. Get a job. Starbucks is hiring right now. I was there yesterday. They're looking. You're not. And most people post it from their iPhone, and which really bothers me. You see what I have an iPad, iPhone, and 3 Mac computers at my house. Yes, I am addicted. That is my thing. Everybody's got their thing. Some people buy cars. I buy gadgets. Okay, that's my thing. I'm not knocking you for having a thing. But for the love of God, don't get on your fancy little iPad and talk about how hard times are. Sell your freaking iPad. Because you should have never bought it in the first place. If you're broke, you don't do certain things. It's how you behave. I mean, seriously, how come everybody that's getting foreclosed on their house has enough money for cable TV and smartphones? You go downtown and look at the food line, and you see this. I'm here for the food stamps. Get off your phone. It's wrong. Obama is not here to save the day. It's your job. I'm sorry, I'll keep going. Did I cuss? I didn't, did I? Wow, that's a miracle. That just gets me worked up, and I'm sorry. That was free from me to you, not from Dave Ramsey. That was all Jason. So we're going to look at a few things in order to change our way of thinking about money. We've got so many things ingrained in our head that it's hard to believe the truth over a lie. because we've known it for so long that we believe it's a lie, or we believe it to be true. If you want to be rich, this is really deep thinking right here. If you want to be rich, you have to do rich people things. One thing Ann and I do that people laugh at us all the time, but quite frankly, we don't care. We never order anything but water to drink at a restaurant. Never. In fact, if you invite me to go out to eat and you beat me there, go ahead and order for us. We're drinking water. We are brainwashing our children, and we have told them, good Christians drink water at restaurants. Right now, they believe it. They really. If you really want to do something special for my kids, get them a Coke, because they will go berserk. They'll probably tell you you're going to hell, but anyway, they'll like it. In fact, I actually bought a 7-Up the other day, and my daughter called me and said, "Why is there a 7-Up in the refrigerator?" I'm like, if you want to drink, are you serious? We can have it. I mean, she was just thrilled. And I only bought it because it was 88 cents at Walmart. So I thought I'd, But we figured out one time with our family of 5, by drinking water alone, we save $1,500 a year. A year on drinking water. I hope you like your Coke. Because if we make it to 50 years of marriage, that $1,500 just turned into $75,000 cash. Hope you like the Coke, because it makes you fat anyway. Ann doesn't think that she's a part of our finances, but she's a huge part of it. She doesn't even look at clothes unless they're on the clearance rack. I don't know if you know where that is. It's in the back of the store. It says clearance, really small. You have to look for it. In fact, ask for it. You can get some good deals. Back when I was a really good Christian and I wore a tie to church every week, we were shopping for a new tie for me for Easter. And we found this tie that for some reason I like. And it was 60% off, 75% off, something like that. And then on the way to the register, I noticed that it had a little snag on it. Well, it didn't bother me because I didn't care. But my wife takes it up to the register, and she goes, "This has a little snag on it. What are you going to do about it?" Well, I'm hiding. It's like, I don't even know this woman. I don't like conflict, She actually enjoys it, I think. But she's like, "What are you going to do about it?" She didn't say, Could you maybe please just take a little bit more off of this already reduced? No, she said, "What are you going to do about it?" And she just waits. So I got a $22 tie for about $1.28, all because she asked. And I was like, "That was awesome. Good job. Exactly like I taught you." I'm over there going, I don't know this lady. We shop at thrift stores a lot. Most of our kids' clothes have come from some of you. We buy them used from our family members. We go to thrift stores a lot. We don't go to thrift stores in Lakewood. When we're in Cherry Creek or Highlands Ranch, we'll stop. Because if you go to rich people neighborhoods, you find really nice clothes. If you go down to the one here, you're going to stink when you come out. Trust me, I've been there. And you're scared to touch everything, You have to wash it 7 times before you put it on, and then it don't fit. We don't buy name brand food at a grocery store. I know that's kind of crazy. And again, everybody's got their thing. I'm not going to knock you if you have to buy name brand. We think that everything comes out in the end anyway, so we just kind of get whatever's on sale. But see, most people, when they buy something, they ask, what's the monthly payment in today's society? They don't even look at the price. They go, how much is this going to cost me per month? And if we don't have the cash to buy it, we don't buy it. Period. If I can't save up and have green stuff in my hand to lay on the register, it's not coming home. I have a friend in college that used to laugh at me big time and make fun of me because I would drive about a mile further to get gas for about 3 cents cheaper. And he'd go, "Dude, you're just saving a quarter." And that's true. It's just a quarter. That's not a big deal. But the way I look at it is if I save a quarter and Ann saves a quarter, and we have to fill up every single week, that's $4 a month times 52 weeks a year is what? 20 something? Yeah. What? What? 48. Okay, whatever. 12 months, yeah. I can go to Dickey's Barbecue with a coupon and feed my entire family for that amount that I saved. A quarter, just a quarter. It's all in how you look at it. Because I look at the bigger picture, not, like I said, what's the monthly payment? Because that's what most people in the world do. But, you know, $30 a year, that's not just $30. That's almost a cable bill. It used to be a cable bill. If you sign up for the 12-month deal, it's a cable bill. But it's how you look at it. It's how you add things up over the long haul. But in today's society, we've come way too far, way too fast, and we want everything right now. To prove my point, how many of you grew up in a home where your mom and dad shared a car? Anybody? All right, now, how many of you share a car? 2, 3. All right, how many of you grew up in a house and shared a bedroom with your brother or sister? Keep your hands up. Now, how many of your kids share a bedroom? 3. One generation. That's how far we've come. From this was fine here. I was fine with sharing a room with my brother. I think he's weird, and it was a struggle. But we made it. You know, I turned out normal, obviously. But in one generation, that's how far we've come. We've got bigger houses, we have bigger house payments, we have more cars. I mean, if you think about this, I was thought about this the other day. 15 years ago, it might be 20, but let's say 20 years ago, none of us had a cell phone. None of us. And now, everybody has a cell phone. In fact, every single member of your family has to have a cell phone. And if that's not enough, we didn't pay for internet 20 years ago either. We have cell phones and internet. Now, every single person on the planet has a cell phone, and they pay for internet in their home. And if that's not enough, we pay for internet on our cell phone. And if that's not enough, we pay for a text plan so we can text on our phone so we don't have to pick up the phone and talk in it, which is why we bought the phone in the first place. But I mean, seriously, 20 years ago, none of us had that expense. None of us. And now, just about every person in this country has all of that. Again, I'm not knocking it, because I've got it. Could I get rid of it? Yeah. And maybe I will one day if something happens. But that shows you how far we've come in one generation. Actually, we don't have a text plan because I have an app that has a free text thing on it. AT&T wants me to pay $15 a month for unlimited text, but yet they have a free app. So no, I don't pay for it. And if you text me, I might not get it because I treat it like an email. And then you're stuck up. No, it's free. You go ahead and pay your money. I'll take the free. Your relationship with your parents are different because